So it's September and it is National Preparedness Month, and as part of the 30 Days of Preparedness collaboration, I'm going to bring you a video on some of the best powdered foods to store in your prepper pantry. Alright folks, welcome back. So today I'm really excited to bring you a video as part of the 30 Days of Preparedness collaboration hosted by Morgan of Rogue Preparedness, and I'm just a part of the group that Morgan's leading of online preppers that are doing what they can to help you prepare. So every day of this month in September, because it's National Preparedness Month, there's going to be a new video posted, so make sure you take a look at the links down below in my description of all the channels that are participating in this, and there also will be a playlist of all the videos down below in that link. It's going to be before any of my sales links. It's going to be a big long list of all the channels involved, and then the playlist. So let's get on to the topic of the day, and that is what's some of the best powdered foods that you could store for preparedness. Now you're going to notice I have a few things that are store-bought, regular off-the-shelf items. You're going to notice there's a few things that are from freeze-dried wholesalers, from Thrive Life. All this stuff is available in your local grocery store. If you have a really kind of rural, not so great grocery store, you may be able to, you may have to hunt for some of the stuff, but all of it is available pretty much basically over the counter, should we say. You don't have to order it from Thrive or freeze-dried wholesalers. I just have it, and that's what I store, so that's what I'm going to show you, because I don't have anything else. Like, I don't have any more powdered white vinegar. This is how I store it. So that's what we're going to go start off with today. And I'm going to bring you first off the basics, okay? The first basic thing that we all think about when we think of powdered food for preparedness, and that is, back here, powdered milk. I have quite a bit of this put away. I am not a milk drinker. You know what I mean? I don't have need my fresh glass of milk or have cereal with milk or anything like that. But milk plays an important role in baking, in some ingredients for some stuff. Look at your macaroni and cheeses. How many of us have boxes of macaroni and cheese put away with a little packet in there? You're going to need milk to hydrate it and make it taste good. So definitely powdered milk. The next one is pretty much a prepper staple. I could have brought out 5-gallon buckets full of it out here, tons of it. But I just decided to bring one bag of it out, and that is flour. Now, store whatever flour you happen to like. My favorite flour is wheat flour, but I do have tons of regular white flour stored as well. So flour is definitely important. You're going to want it for baking. You're going to want it for cooking. There's so many things you can do with it, so you're definitely going to want to put some away. This happens to be wheat, like I said. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing that kind of goes with flour. And this is something important if you're going to be making bannock bread, and that is baking powder. Now, we've all seen me make bannock bread on this channel. I've made bannock bread pizza. I've made tons of different stuff. If you're interested in recipes, there are people that do so many other interesting recipes. I've just done a few of them for bannock bread. Basically, it's just with unleavened bread. You're not going to use any kind of yeast in it. You're going to be using the baking powder and your flour. And you mix it all together with a little salt, maybe a little bit of sugar, any kind of other ingredients you want, and you have bread. And you can do it in a fry pan. You know, it's sort of like Indian fry bread, but it's kind of different. Anyway, that is what you're going to need to store if you're going to be making bannock bread. I have quite a bit of this put away because I got a lot of flour put away. And I do have some yeast put away. The shelf life on yeast isn't the best, so I do tend to rotate that often. So if you plan on baking bread, make sure you have that, baking powder, and yeast put away. All right, let's get this out of the way and move on to the next item. And that's going to be bouillons in general, powdered bouillon. I find the powdered bouillon lasts longer than the cubes. The cubes tend to get really, really hard if you ever had those Urbox cubes, and you have to smash them with a spoon. The powdered stuff lasts a good long time, and I want you to know, instead of all the fancy stuff here, these were in the dollar store. These were in Dollar Tree, or now $1.25 tree. So you can get them fairly cheap. I've only tried the chicken one so far. I do have a couple more of the beef put away and the chicken put away, but these are ones I just have out to use in my pantry, my working pantry, and I have tried the chicken, and it's pretty darn good. So this is definitely a good idea, and as you can see, it's just powdered stuff in there. So let's move on to the next item. That's going to be any kind of pancake mix. Of course, this is Thrive pancake mix, and this is actually very old Thrive, the old style cans. But it will work perfectly. It's great to put away. Get yourself some pancake mix. I do suggest sealing it up if you buy it in the plastic bags, you know, the big bulk plastic bags you'll see at the store. I think they're blue and white. I forget the brand name. I would suggest storing it in Mylar bags for long term. For short term, no problem. I've had it in bags for like 2 or 3 years. Never had any go bad on me when I rotate it out. But for my new long-term stuff, I'm putting it in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. But if you can get it in a box, a package like this, then it's good. That's good for 25 years. All right, next up, we're going to go with some basic spices. I do like to include spices. They're not really foods, they're food seasonings, but they're kind of handy to have. If you like curry, this is a big optional one. I know some people can't stand the smell of curry. I love curry and I love Indian food, and I'm always cooking my own stuff. So that, chili powder, some ground mustard. You'd be surprised how many recipes call for that. This is garam masala. This is basically, again, more towards Indian food, but it does give a really nice flavor. Now, I have seen, it's also frozen up on me there. I have to move that around a little bit. Had a lot of moisture in it, I guess. I have seen different types of this sold in the past. I guess it's a different color. This looks more reddish, but this does taste just like the other stuff. But any place you see it, it's a good mixture. It's a good spice mixture. Again, it's kind of specialized. I use it in a lot of my Indian dishes like chicken tikka and stuff like that. But just for regular cooking, you probably wouldn't need it. But if you like a little bit of spice in your food, really good. And paprika is an important one. You can get a nice little kick to your dishes with a little bit of paprika in it. Don't use too much or you'll be really sorry. Another thing that I have here that's, again, in a Thrive can, but you can buy it over the counter in some places, powdered butter. Of all the powdered butters I've tried, this is the least plastic tasting. Thrive actually makes a really good one. Some of them taste like I don't know, stale margarine. They're just not that great. Thrive makes a really good one, so definitely pleased with that. Soup mixes. Believe it or not, this is chicken noodle soup, and it is powder. Now, it doesn't have the chicken in it and all that, the vegetables. You can add that from your freeze-dried pantry, but definitely a handy little thing to have. And by the way, that smells amazing. I just opened that up, and it really smells good. All right, another one, powdered peanut butter. Now, why you'd buy this, I don't know. You can buy peanut butter in cans, and it will last a good long time. However, there is a little point to this. This is very heat resistant. Powdered, regular peanut butter, if you leave it out in a hot environment, probably going to get kind of nasty. If you want peanut butter maybe in your vehicle, I take this with me. This is actually really good, the PB2, powdered peanut butter. But again, you can buy that. I got that in Walmart. You can buy that almost anywhere. Honey powder. This is really good. I have not seen this anywhere but Thrive. And you can see it in here. I've used a little bit of it. It is powdered honey. It is really good. I'm sure other places sell it. I just haven't seen it anywhere else other than that. Now this one's kind of unique to freeze-dried wholesalers, although I'm sure other places sell it, and that's freeze-dried tomato powder. This is just freeze-dried ground tomatoes. Now with the right spices mixed in there, this makes an amazing tomato sauce. It doesn't taste canned, it doesn't taste nasty. It's really, really good, and you can make it as thick or as thin as you want by adding more or less water. Good stuff, check them out. Again, with the freeze-dried wholesaler stuff, my link saves you 15%. So if you want to order any of this stuff today, feel free to click the link. Another one, powdered sugar. And if you use powdered sugar, you understand why I have it in a bag like this. It is messy. But again, for baking, for sweetening things, definitely a handy powder to store away. Well, on the same vein of making things taste good, powdered cocoa. Again, this is a baking kind of thing, but you can use this in so many other ways, even to make hot cocoa. All right, so we're going to move over into the stuff that I have from freeze-dried wholesalers. And again, all this stuff is readily available in your stores, not from freeze-dried wholesalers. I would probably check in like a Trader Joe's or somewhere where they'd have a little bit more of a variety than, say, Walmart's grocery section. First one's powdered white vinegar. Can't tell you how many times recipes and things have called for white vinegar powder, or white vinegar. This is a way to hydrate it and make yourself some white vinegar. Next up, cheese powder. Now this I know is available everywhere. You can buy this anywhere you like. Cheese powder, this is white cheddar. I've seen the yellow cheddar. I've seen American. I've seen all sorts of different types of cheese powder. Okay, let's move on to ginger powder. Depending on if you like it or not, it's a really nice seasoning for your food. Kind of makes things taste a little different. Another thing too is powdered barbecue spice. This isn't barbecue sauce, and to be honest with you, I think they're still working on a way to bring that to you guys. But this is barbecue spice. This is what you're going to rub on your chicken or beef or whatever you're going to be barbecuing. This is really good, by the way. Next up, let's move to hamburger seasoning. This could be any kind of seasoning, steak seasoning, whatever. And by the way, these come from their from Freeze Dried Wholesalers spice pack. They have a big box that they send out with all the tons of spices that you'd possibly need for preparation. It's a huge, heavy box because this is heavy stuff, but it's really, really a good deal. And if you're looking to just stock up on spices and powdered stuff right away, that's a good way to do it. Cajun Spice Blend. Now, I know you can buy that in tons of different packaging. You don't need to buy it from them. And lastly, onion powder. Again, if you want that onion taste in your food and you're out of your freeze-dried onions or whatever, this will add it. Be very, very delicate and lightly handed with this, or you'll really taste a lot of onions. Same with garlic powder. I find the powdered stuff tends to be a little bit stronger when you're adding it to things. And you've seen me use onion powder and garlic powder out here tons of times. It's a little bit easier to use and store when cooking than, say, you know, the dehydrated or the freeze-dried stuff, and it's also dirt cheap in the stores. If you can find it, it's usually located by where the tortillas and Hispanic sections of restaurants, of grocery stores. You can find out, they usually have it on a big wall, a pegboard, and it's all these different spices. They're very inexpensive compared to buying them in little jars like this. They're just little packages of spices, and they're really good too. So those are some other ideas. So this is just a basic kind of overview of some good things that are powdered that you can store and will last for a good long time. I mean, the honey I've had open for since 2018. That's when I started with Thrive. And I still use this. It's still perfectly fine. Not a thing wrong with it. So that's an idea for some of the powdered things that you can bring and put in your pantry and put away and not have to worry about it for a very, very long time. I hope that helps you new preppers out when you're thinking about what I can store. You got to admit that, I'm telling you right now, here's another example of why powdered stuff is awesome. This bag here, okay, I have about 5 or 6 of these. Now you're thinking, that's not a whole lot for a big long-term storage. This thing will last you a year. You don't need a lot of powder to make the tomato sauce. It really will last you a long time. This is probably half a year's worth of use right here since January. And it comes full to the top. So this will last you a good long time. So you can store more stuff powdered and put away easier. I can stack like these things. You know, I could just stack them up like that, put them away in a pantry somewhere, and they're put away for a very long time. And they'll last a long time too. So that's the presentation for today. I hope you guys check out all the other channels involved in this. And like I said, in my description down below will be all of the channels from City Prepping, Prepper Potpourri, Prepping with Sarge, was it Northern Girl Hobbies, Carbon Q, Titan Preparedness, Apartment. There's tons of people down there that are doing this collaboration. Everybody took a day, took a video topic, and we did it. And don't forget to check out the playlist as well of all the videos. Hopefully mine will be in there soon. I got to go in and edit it now and get it up there because I was a little behind today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. Don't forget to check out all our links down below. If you are interested in the freeze-dried wholesaler stuff, do go over to their site, but use my link because my link will save you 15%. You know, you'll be able to save a good deal of money. I always love hearing from people. They're like, yeah, I used your link and I saved $200. I'm like, awesome. That's, you know, really what I like hearing. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.